might just lay down and
It
nap
is
on
not
it.
nap time.
It'd be cool if I just.
I recommend that one.
Well, if you're gonna take a nap, I'm gonna like send you over there. You know, you can lay on the carpet. It'll be like a don't disrupt the class kind of thing.
As long as we can dim the lights, I might be.
You can dim the lights in here. Yeah.
Pick the right zone.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's like 3 zones over there. So some native lighting for your stuff. Would you like to start in Shavasana for your breathing? Max is going to start his breathing laying down. It's totally fine. You can do your breathing however you want. Sitting, standing,
Yeah.
laying. Yes, just keep breathing. That would be an important part of it. Getting legs straight if you want. Depends on what you're comfortable with. Taking in some nice deep breaths. Start out just with our breathing, kind of settling our nervous system before we get started, calming ourselves. We always need that on a Monday.
Yes.
Or every day. As we breathe, feeling our chest rise and our belly rise. And as we breathe that air out, feeling our belly go in, our diaphragm goes up as it pushes that air out. And then see if as you exhale, if you can make it a little bit longer, a nice long exhale. Really engage the core as you exhale and push all that air out. All right, we're going to go right into some mobility and flexibility for those hips. So you can stay right down on the ground. You can put your hands down behind you if that's more comfortable. It's going to be definitely based on your level of flexibility for this one. So you're going to bring your legs in like this. I don't even know what to call this exactly. Figure 4 of some kind. You should feel a nice stretch all up through your quad, into your hip flexor, maybe even a little bit higher depending on how stiff you are. Now very gently you're going to switch sides and we're going to slowly kind of go at your pace. You're just going to kind of move through, alternating from side to side, feeling a nice stretch in your hip flexors. Now you might find you want to twist. If you can sit upright and twist, you're going to shift a little bit more to the side. That's totally fine. If not, you're going to lean back and you're just going to do it a little bit slower. You're going to break it down into its pieces. So I want you to have both your options here. Various ways that you could do this. Oops, I'm going to tip over. Nice and slow. And now let's pick a side. You're going to come out of that leaning back position. And you're going to try to lean forward into it, trying to keep your back nice and flat. And you should feel a stretch into that glute. Don't hurt your glute. Just feel a nice stretch. Maybe you feel it in your back a little bit. Sometimes those things come in different places, depending on how we sit, that maybe we didn't even think of. Oh, Max is going all the way down to the floor. He's super flexible. Switch sides, lean forward. I definitely cannot go all the way to the ground like that. You can put your hands down, kind of find your spot. Breathe into it. From here, we're going to bring it up to a kneeling position. I'm just kind of facing this direction, you can go that direction on your mat. You're going to step forward with one foot, kind of lean into a nice hip flexor stretch. To get a little extra stretch, you're going to squeeze your glute, but don't let your back, so like if you're doing this, don't like arch your back to come forward into a stretch. Keep your back neutral, then lean forward into your stretch. So we're all going to be at different levels of kind of holding forward here to get a good stretch. Been sitting all morning, you might really feel this nicely in your hip flexors. On, let's switch sides. Again, neutral spine. Squeeze that glute to get a little extra stretch. Yeah. Sometimes you get some treats.
Like cracks and stuff.
It's alright. My knee does that. It didn't do it today, but it does do that. That's kind of loud too.
I think I'm gonna cry when I turn 30. Did you cry?
Did I cry? No.
I might.
I didn't cry.
I'm going to.
It's my best years.
I'm thinking about being 30.
Women run their fastest marathons and stuff like that, like in their 30s. So it's fine.
Men adapt to the couch a little bit.
That could happen. Alright, we're going to shift to the back side of our mat and we're going to go into a plank and then we're going to shift slowly into a downward dog. So, hip bones towards the ceiling, head between our elbows, our heels are going down to the ground, they may not touch the ground, that's okay. And here we're going to shift into a nice strong plank, thinking about our ribs to the top of our hip bones, engaging our core. Max is going to do push-ups. Yeah. All of a sudden he has energy. We're going to alternate. We're going to pick up a leg, squeeze a glute. Pick up a leg, squeeze a glute. Trying really hard to not shift from side to side. We want to stay nice and stable. So our core has to stay super engaged so that as we pick up our foot, we're not rocking from side to side. And we're going to shift back into downward dog. Doing nice stretch. We're going to bring it back forward into plank. Knees or toes, your choice. We're going to do 10 push-ups. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up to plank, to downward dog. You're going to bring it back down to plank, pulling one knee through into pigeon. You can bring it down to your elbows, you can lay down on the floor, you can stay up on your hands. Lots of options here. Feeling a nice stretch through the side of your hip into your glute. Remembering to breathe, keeping our core engaged, so that's keeping our back from overarching in either direction. Bringing that toe under, we're going to shift back into plank and back to downward dog. Taking a nice deep breath, going back into plank and floating that opposite knee through. Finding again your spot here in pigeon, either on your elbows, or on your hands, or all the way flat out on the ground. up to our hands if you're not already on your hands, shifting back into plank, and then gently moving to downward dog. Just as needed here. You might have to move your feet forward, backwards, side to side. Taking a nice big deep breath, shifting back into plank. Don't you just love plank?
No.
Alternating side to side again with that leg lift, squeezing that glute, keeping your core engaged.
Do you move your heel at all or no?
Nope.
Sometimes my leg wants to kick in a little bit.
$16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Plank, back, downward dog. Oh, you're loving downward dog. Your shoulders are going to feel this today. Shifting back to plank, knees or toes, your choice, 10 push-ups. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently pull those toes under, shifting back into a plank. Oh my goodness, are you so sick of planks by now?
Yes.
Pulling one knee through. Oh, feeling a nice gentle stretch. This is like your little rest in between of all the active stuff. Pigeon. Oh, find your happy place in pigeon. Oh, I could figure out how to sit at my desk in pigeon. I feel like I'd be a lot more limber.
I think you need like instead of dual stage, you need tri-stage to
Wow.
get low enough.
Yeah. Or you'll just see me on the floor. Melissa, why is your computer on the floor? I'm doing pigeon.
We'll
That'd be
just
tight.
take the legs off your desk
Yeah.
and set them right.
We'll explain to people for you. You don't have to say anything.
Why do you think I have all these yoga mats by my
Yeah.
side? All right. Gently bringing it back up into plank, and then gently shifting to downward dog. Uh-oh, she's getting warm. Yeah, losing the jacket. Shifting back into plank, pulling that
Don't sweat.
opposite knee through. Today we actually, because we're flowing a little bit more. I just like had this in my brain, like, oh, let's do like a nice little like active yoga flow. So if you ever go to yoga somewhere, which I don't know if it interests anyone, but they do a lot of shifting from downward dog to plank, and then that's how they get to a lot of like their other positions. So you're just like getting your arms and shoulders ready for, you know, for that. All right, gently pulling that toe under so you can shift into plank. Here is your little challenge exercise here. From plank, we're only gonna do one on your toes. Elbows are gonna go close to your sides. You're gonna go from your plank to an upward dog. Oh, there we go. It's a little challenge exercise for you to practice. I wonder how those ladies get such strong arms in yoga, because they do that from their toes, and they do a lot of them. Gently pulling your toes under, shifting back and downward dog. Oh my goodness. In reverse?
Yeah, like doing these.
You could. Yeah, definitely could. I thought one challenge was maybe good enough.
Probably.
All right, we're gonna go down onto our knees. So we are on all fours, down on our mat. We are gonna start with kind of finding that neutral position. Use the mirror so that you know that you're not like tilted to side or whatever. We're gonna pulse that heel up towards the ceiling, really focusing on making it be the glute, not the hamstring, not the back, just the glute. It's a little pulse towards the ceiling. We're gonna go for 30 seconds, so I'm not counting how many you do. We're all pulsing at a different pace right now. Just really thinking about making that mind to muscle connection. It's the glute, the glute, the glute. Core is holding us stable. The glute is doing the work. And we're gonna switch sides. We gotta do 30 seconds on the other side. We go right into it, pulsing that heel up towards. Kristen's coming through for the heavy weights.
This means you have to take me to hang around for Okay. Oh, that's right. I have to work out.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're gonna go put both feet down. We're gonna go into a wide child's pose, sitting back, feeling a nice stretch through the inside of our legs, and then pressing our hands down into the mat so that we can feel a nice stretch up through our shoulder blades, into our back, maybe a little bit in our armpits. Oh, bringing it back up to that quad position. Whew, are you ready? I'm actually getting kind of warm today. Clearly, I'm like, slow down a little bit. Slow down.
You're getting sweaty.
I know, it's
Doesn't
not
bode well for
good.
the rest of us.
Not good. So, keeping everything nice and stable. You're going to take that leg, that knee, you're going to bring it up and around. You're going to feel this all kind of the sides of the glute. Your goal here, keep everything in that core nice and stable, trying to keep that back neutral, not letting it curve too much. Really feeling that glute. Really slow. And can you switch directions?
Oh.
Oh man.
I thought you meant switch it.
No, not legs, just switch directions that you're making your circle.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
We're just making a big circle with our knee.
Oh.
All right, rest. We're gonna switch to the other side. So we're gonna go both directions on the other side. So just kind of try to remember. Try to keep everything nice and stable in your core. All this movement is happening in that hip joint. A lot of work for the glute right now. A lot of work for the core right now. And switch directions. Make that circle in the other direction. Go ahead, sit back, do a nice wide child's pose. From your child's pose, go ahead, just shift forward onto your belly. That should be a nice transition. It's not a nap time transition, though. All right, you're gonna look down at your mat. We're gonna start with our upper body, and you're gonna raise your upper body up just a little. Bring your elbows back into your shoulder blades, and bring your hands back to the front and set your upper body down. Just gently flowing through that little movement, remembering to breathe. We're all going to rise up off the ground at different heights. We'll have different levels of strength and flexibility in our backs. Our core should be engaged. Our belly button should not be like letting loose into the mat or into the floor. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Thinking about good posture, kind of waking up those back postural muscles that go to sleep as we slouch over the computer too much during the day. Well, apparently Max knows it's him.
Yeah, I took that as personal.
I feel like he did. I wasn't speaking to one person in general, you know, just everyone in general.
I want to go home. You're making fun of me again. I want to work out with you. Make me forward.
Pick me up. I'm scared.
All right, go ahead, just relax your hands in front of you. Put your toes down into the ground. What you're going to do is you're going to focus on your glutes. So squeeze your right glute, lift up your knee, then lift up your toe, and all of the movement should come from your glutes, never from your back. So mind-muscle connection right here. Glute, knee, toe, and then set it back down. Glute, knee, toe, set it back down. Core is engaged the entire time. All right, now let's try it on the other side. Glute, knee, toe, set it down. Now that you're making that mind to muscle connection right now, hopefully your glute is more awake, more active. Close your eyes if you need to, so you know that you're really focusing on that muscle. As in focus, not as in sleep, but you know.
Next is focus on snap.
All right, and then we're gonna go, once you've got that kind of mind to muscle connection, we're gonna go focus on getting both of our glutes activated, both sides. Point your toe, both sides, flutter up and down. Core is engaged, glutes are engaged. Lower back is staying out of the party right now. This is not, we're not doing an exercise for our lower back at the moment. Oh, rest. Go ahead, bring yourself all the way back up. Sit back into child's pose, nice wide child's pose. Go ahead, we're going to take one arm, we're going to reach it over to the opposite side, feel a nice stretch all through our lat and down our side. And switch sides, reach to the other side. We are going to bring it back to our mat. We're going to lay on our side. We're going to do my favorite exercise, clamshells, because I just love to do me some clamshells all the time. Really focusing on it being the glute muscle here that's activating on the side here and not the TFL. It likes to join the party sometimes. We're going to go for 1 minute. I'm just going to time this one, however many you get in. Core is engaged. Glute is engaged. It might start to burn at the end. You can try to give it a little massage. They keep going, whatever you need to do. Doesn't really matter how wide Like we're all at different levels of strength and flexibility right here. We're just focusing on like waking up the sides of the hip. And we're gonna switch sides. We gotta do 1 minute on the other side. You can just roll over. I'm just making sure my face is still facing the camera. Just go for 1 minute. Go ahead, just roll right over onto your back. We're going to go right into 1 minute of bridge. So feet are about shoulder width apart. Again, we're focusing on glutes. So our feet are pretty close to our backside. Not sure what Max is doing over there on the
I thought we were bridging.
No, not that kind of
bridge.
different kind of bridging.
Oh.
1 minute at your pace, really focusing again on making focus on your glutes. We can do that bridge, but that would be bridge would be more of like a stretch.
Yeah, with like the hand.
And maybe not on your head to like protect your neck.
That's
but,
a wrestler thing.
You know.
Never put your shoulder blades on the ground.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, I know our coaches used to make this bridge on their heads like that.
Ow.
Yeah, I got really good at it. And actually really good from your bridge head, you can like twist your hips and like lay back on your feet.
Oh my.
You want to see it?
Don't hurt anyone near you.
I was about to say, I might kick Brandon.
Let's not do that.
Hey, we're good stop.
Yeah.
My employee kicked me in the head. I got to take a taste. Non-violent.
You're gonna bring up the bridge, hold it at the top. We're gonna alternate marching side to side, really focusing on keeping our hips nice and level as we pick up the opposite foot off the ground. Our hips should not drop to the side. It shouldn't sway. It really shouldn't move much at all. Core is still engaged. We're going to go for 20 more seconds right here at your pace, alternating side to side. Almost there, 10 seconds. If you would like to do a wheel, see, I would call this a wheel. You can bring your hands up and under and stretch as Max wanted to do so badly. I'm not going on my head. Gently bringing yourself back down. Ooh, there you go. One like full body ab stretch right there is what that is. Go ahead and bring yourself to a seated position. You're gonna set your legs out wide. You're going to reach towards one of your feet. Maybe you can't reach your foot, so you reach towards your calf or towards your ankle, your choice. Bringing the opposite arm up and over, feeling a nice stretch through our leg and our back. Twisting our nose to our knee and seeing if we can reach a little bit further. And switch sides, reaching towards that other leg, bringing that opposite arm up and over. And nose to knee.
Think of your nose to knee.
That hurts my back of my legs. Bringing both feet together, sitting up nice and tall, taking a nice big reach down towards our ankles or our toes, wherever we can reach. It really surprises me that you cannot touch your toes, but you can do all sorts of other strange,
Yeah, just when it comes to toe touching.
stretchy things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Flexible in every other direction.
I know.
It hurts.
Oh, taking a nice big deep breath. Keep stretching if you need to. I'm just gonna shut the computer down. Have a good day.